guys, it's Sophia. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here to talk about the new moon in Virgo that is taking place tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. tonight late. So September 17th, 2020. Oh, this is happening at 24 degrees Virgo, where the sun and moon come together and line up. And first of all, what is Virgo? Virgo is an earth sign. It is also mutable, meaning its energy can flow in different areas. It's very adaptable. It's ruled by Mercury. Unlike Gemini, it rules more of the conversation that's happening between you and the divine, really. It's the higher mind, the pure, discerning mind. It's represented by the Virgin. So, unlike Cancer being nurturing, it's more like pure energy that just is. It's very organized. It can be very erratic. It seems sometimes like an air sign, but overall it's a perfectionist. It's all about health. It's all about how we serve others. It's represented by the 6th house, which represents health and service to others. So right now the theme is, how are you being of service to others, but also to yourself? This year has been a huge overlining theme of self-care, because we are facing times that we don't see very often. So, and all of this is backed by a lot of amazing astronomical coincidences, some like to say, but they're not at all. Astrology is really the interpretation of the planets and their conversations, and honestly, I've been studying astrology for about 20 years, and majorly in the last handful of years, to where I just understand it. Everything influences us. And you might not be able to predict exactly what's happening, but it's very clear. So, what is this new moon bringing in for us? Well, first off, a new moon is something, we're in the dark, right? The sun and the moon are actually close to each other, so they're closer than they would be on the full moon, because they'd be opposite. But this is like the shadow period. This is time to plant your seeds. What do you want to see come of this next 30 days? And this time of year is really asking us, what do you want to set yourself up for the rest of the year? Virgo is all about getting organized, getting your ducks in a row, make sure that you're eating good, make sure you're eating appropriate for yourself. Everybody's different, right? That you're getting a good amount of sleep. Not too much, not too little. Between, 7 and 9 is usually pretty good. How are we treating ourselves? How are we treating others? How are we feeling with everything going on? Are we feeling frazzled? Are we feeling good? How are we feeling, Because this is going to set the tone for the rest of the year and then heading into the next year. So you have a choice on how you want this to look, how you want this to pan out. You may not have direct ability to really map every little detail out, but really the energy that you're putting out, you're going to get back. So if you're always worried about things, that's all you're going to get back. So, get organized, make sure you're eating good. Right now also, because we have the Mars retrograde in Aries, there's a lot of aggression coming out. So that could start feeling erratic with this Virgo energy as well. So making sure that you're getting your energy out. Are you exercising? This is a really good time to really get those intense workouts going. Or at least something that's bringing you back down and calming you down. And this is perfect time for creating new projects. figuring out like, I think I want to move forward with this is, we're coming out of a time of discerning. We are discerning what is good for us, what maybe isn't, what we need to change, and what we want things to look like, right? So now it's about choosing. How are we going to implement exactly what we want in our lives? What steps can you take every day, a little bit by little bit, to get to your goal, right? Right now we're still dealing with a lot of the restrictions. We're seeing this in the physical, travel bans and things like that. But this is going to start loosening up. We just had Jupiter go direct. It was in retrograde. So that's going to expand outward. When it was retrograde, that means it's going in. So all of this energy is going to be able to come out and actually finally be released, and we'll finally feel like, oh, finally the energy is going instead of feeling so stuck. And then Saturn is still retrograde. It will go stationary the end of the month, and that's restriction, and so it's going to start loosening the grip of the restrictions. It's going to start feeling that way. So really it starts in our mind, like, where are we restricting ourselves? Where are we restricting our thoughts? Our abilities. This is the time for patience, yes, but for boldness, really. To really step into whatever it is that you want to become. There is powerful energy that is supporting this. It could also backfire. So you have to tread carefully but confidently. Don't rush things. Pluto's still in retrograde. That's all about inner transformation. This death is happening, and a lot of people probably really feel it. I know we've been going through waves, and so we'll feel it at times, and then other times feel really strong, and then we feel like we've had another few steps back, and then finally can start going forward. So this momentum is going to start carrying us forward through the rest of the year and into the next year, and we're going to have a lot of Aquarian energy coming in when Jupiter and Saturn meet in Aquarius at 0 degrees on December 21st. That is when we're going to start seeing a lot of change. And things are going to look different for people. The difference between last year and this year, it's going to be very similar theme of like the difference of now and then. So really pay attention to where your heart is guiding you. Maybe your ego is needing to be checked. Let's see what else is going on. So we still have Venus in Leo at 12 degrees, so a lot of heat coming up, a lot of passion coming up. With all this heat coming up, and quite literally with everything on fire, things are getting burnt, right? We're feeling burnt out. Things are burning. Things that need to be transmuted. So if there is something happening in your life where you feel like you are being burnt, for once, to get your hand out of the damn fire. A lot of the times that's the case, right? But also, maybe we should let it burn, because we will come back stronger and better. We may not know how or what that looks like, but that's so much better than holding on and being dragged, right? So the main themes right now: planting your seeds, figuring out what it is that you want for the next month, as well as heading into the fall season and the winter season, and heading into the next year. What are your goals? What are your long-term goals, short-term? There could be a little bit of an emotional charge behind this, because the new moon in Virgo is the opposite, same polarity as Pisces. So this could be like feeling overburdened about your job, feeling overburdened about situations that are more mundane, I guess. That is a message. What is that trying to say to you? What is Spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, what is God trying to tell you? For one, yes, this is happening, but two, that means something needs to change. So what are you going to do to change it? Choose wisely. Be discerning. You don't have to keep everything in your net. So that really says that we may have some things we need to release right now. Some relationships, some jobs, some habits, some patterns, right? Always. But this is Virgo season, so it's like time to prune a little bit. It's time to preen ourselves. It's time to clean up. We're moving into the new season, so it's time to, pick up the trash and move on, clean up. So what can you do in your life to clean up? What can you do to clean up your relationships, your thoughts? What needs to be tossed into that fire? A lot of us probably feel like we are in that fire, and you know what? We are, and that's okay, because we're becoming those phoenixes anyway. So, I'm going to pull a few cards, and we'll go from there. Okay. Let's see here. Let's just get a few cards for themes right now with this new moon. Themes for this new moon for us to reflect on. So, bottom of the deck, self-care. Drowning doesn't always require water. That's really interesting. Are you taking care of yourself, or are you drowning yourself in your sorrows or in the transformation, Communicate. Things left unsaid will never reach the shore. Definitely communicating about what our needs and desires are right now. It's very important. But also communicating with ourselves. We might not need to reveal what it is yet. We might still need to sit and discern. The ocean, be beautiful, mysterious, wild, and free. So this is really about allowing maybe these sides of ourselves to be seen, Diving in deep, because the pearls are not on the seashore. In order to get the good stuff, you got to dive down for the treasure. Also recharging right now. There's nothing like a walk on the beach to soothe your soul. So if you can either do that or go near water, it's very good at this time, especially because of all the fires that we have right now. We need the water. So definitely looking forward to that rain season. Purifying. Right now we're you would think it would be a controlled burn, but it's actually not a controlled burn. So we've got to let the fire do what it needs to do in getting rid of what it needs to get rid of. Ground yourself, get into the water, cool off, and allow the transformation to happen, right? Fool's energy, we're definitely starting off with something new. So whatever needs to be burnt in that fire, just let it go. Allow the emotion to move through you if you need to, but just let it go. So dive. What are we diving into? We're diving into, first off, it takes a lot of strength to dive, right? To dive deep. Not everybody's able to do this, but in order to really get to know oneself and get to the root of the issue, we have to dive. So Ace of Pentacles is going to come from this, a new offer in the physical. Something new is coming in. We just have to have the strength in knowing that we will find that treasure. We will come back up to the surface. We will move forward. Communicating, Three of Wands. So communicating exactly what it is that we want. Is it that you want to come in? Literally. What is it that you want? What are you bringing in this new moon? What seeds are you planting to see at the end of the month? We're heading into fall. Fall equinox is next week. The balance of the light and the dark. We're balancing right now. Still doesn't seem like we're quite balanced, but we're getting there, right? So work on yourself to do that. It's funny, the ocean came with the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is a wild and free type of energy. So it's like soothing that wild mentality with the ocean. You know, bringing in that water element to cool and nurture and renew and revive, right? Breathe, break from beneath the water surface and soar beyond the turquoise sea. Yeah, and this came with the Knight of Wands. So you're overly exhausted over something. You're holding on to something and you're at your wit's end. There's no more resonance in something. So it's like, breathe and move through it and know that like you're at the end of something. So the new, in order for it to come in, we have to release, right? So recharging, Queen of Cups. It says nothing like a walk on the beach to soothe your soul, and it's a woman standing at the beach, holding a full, a shell full of water. This is fulfillment, this is happiness, this is emotional happiness. This is what we really want. We want this emotional happiness and the security, and to be seen, and to be loved, and to be accepted. But unless we can accept ourselves, nobody else can really do it for us. You can't. Of course, we should be accepting others for who they are and what they are, no matter what. But unless we can fully do it for ourselves, someone else can't do it for us. So, a lot of heat, utilizing the water element as much as you can, praying for that rain on the West Coast especially, getting into the water, taking showers and baths, and imagining all of whatever no longer serves you going into that water and going down the drain. That water is here to hold you and secure you and soothe you and nurture you, and it will help you regrow. So plant those seeds, do that meditation, get that workout in, set your goals, hold yourself accountable. We need to hold each other accountable. So if there's some honest truth that you need to share, choose wisely on when and how you share it, because it's all about delivery, if it's heard and received, right? So might as well start receiving yourself. I hope you have a beautiful evening, that you're doing okay during this time. The energy is changing. It's livening up. We're going to go into Libra season real soon here, and things are going to start balancing out, and we're going to start seeing that we are progressing and we are getting to a good place. But it's up to you, so choose wisely. If you want to know where things are happening in your chart, please reach out, groundedintheclouds1111@gmail.com. If you want to know more about astrology or any tips and tricks, please reach out as well. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Mwah.